Here's something strange. Most of us wake up every morning and immediately plan our schedule, our to-do list, our meetings, but almost never plan how we're going to treat the people we'll meet today. That's a mistake, because the truth is, kindness isn't automatic. It's a habit, and like any habit, it has to be practiced, ideally before the day gets the chance to make you forget. So today, I'm giving you 10 morning mantras, short, powerful reminders to start your day loving people instead of judging or ignoring them. Let's begin. 1. The smallest act of kindness can turn a life around. Fred Rogers, the man behind Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, spent over 3 decades on television doing something almost nobody else dared to do. He simply looked into the camera and told children one at a time that they mattered exactly as they were. He never shouted to be heard. He never needed grand gestures. A slow smile, a gentle voice, a kind word, and generations of children grew up believing they were worth loving. That's the whole mantra. The smallest thing you offer someone today might be the biggest thing in their entire week. 2. Build bridges, not walls. Take small chances on people. There's a well-known parable about a man walking along a beach covered in thousands of stranded starfish after a storm. He sees a boy picking them up one at a time and throwing them back into the sea. "You can't possibly save them all," the man says. The boy picks up another, throws it in, and replies, "I saved that one." You'll never reach every person who needs kindness today, but you can still reach for the one right in front of you. That's not naive. That's the entire practice. 3. Presence matters more than words. In The Little Prince, a fox tells the young prince one of literature's most quietly devastating lines. It is only with the heart that one can see rightly, because what is essential is invisible to the eye. You can be standing right next to someone and still be 1,000 miles away if your attention isn't there. Presence isn't complicated. It's just choosing to actually be where your body already is. 4. No one is self-made. Be that someone for others. Isaac Newton, one of the greatest minds in scientific history, didn't credit his own genius when reflecting on his achievements. He said that if he had seen further than others, it was only because he stood on the shoulders of giants who came before him. Someone believed in you before you believed in yourself. Somebody's patience, encouragement, or quiet faith got you here. Today, be somebody's shoulders to stand on. 5. Listen to understand, not to reply. Ernest Hemingway, a man famous for economy of words, once said that he liked to listen, that most people never listen, and that he had learned a tremendous amount just by paying attention while others spoke. The single greatest problem in communication isn't a lack of talking. It's the illusion that talking is the same thing as understanding. Try listening today with the sole purpose of understanding, not preparing your response. Sometimes it's better to be kind than to be right. There's a well-known Buddhist teaching about a man who came to insult the Buddha, hurling anger and abuse at him for several minutes. The Buddha simply listened, calm and unmoved. Afterward, he asked the man, "If I refuse a gift you offer me, who does it belong to?" The man was confused. The Buddha said, "Your anger is a gift I choose not to accept. It remains yours." Being right in an argument rarely fixes anything. Refusing to accept someone else's anger as your own, that changes everything. 7. Calmness is a superpower when things don't go your way. An old Cherokee legend tells of a grandfather explaining to his grandson that inside every person, 2 wolves are constantly fighting. One of anger, envy, and resentment, the other of peace, kindness, and patience. The grandson asks which wolf wins. The grandfather answers simply, whichever one you feed. The real test isn't whether you get what you expect from people today. It's which wolf you choose to feed when you don't. 8. Treat even rude people with respect. Mahatma Gandhi led an entire independence movement without ever raising a weapon, famously warning that an eye for an eye only ends with the whole world blind. He wasn't naive about cruelty. He simply refused to let cruelty decide who he would become. Someone will probably be difficult with you today. How you respond is a report card, not on them, but on what you've actually learned about patience and grace. The best relationships include the hard times too. In Japan, there's a centuries-old art form called kintsugi, repairing broken pottery not by hiding the cracks, but by filling them with gold. The final piece isn't seen as damaged. It's considered more beautiful and more valuable precisely because it was broken and mended. The relationships that last aren't the ones without cracks. They're the ones where both people stayed long enough to fill them with something golden. 10. The closing mantra. Mentally hug the people who hurt you. The Vietnamese Buddhist monk Thich Nhat Hanh spent his life teaching that when someone hurts us, it's almost always because they themselves are hurting, and that anger met with anger only multiplies suffering, while understanding has the power to end it. The next time someone offends you today, try this. Instead of asking, "How dare they?" ask, "What pain might be behind this?" You don't have to excuse the behavior. You just have to stop letting it turn you into someone you're not. Here's the surprising part of everything we just covered. Not one of these 10 mantras requires the other person to change first. Fred Rogers didn't wait for the world to be kind before he was kind. Gandhi didn't wait for peace before choosing it. The boy on the beach didn't wait to save every starfish before saving one. You get to go first, every single morning. And the version of the day you get back will almost always match the version of yourself you brought into it. Pick one mantra, read it again before you put your phone down tonight, and watch how differently people show up around you tomorrow. If this reached you at the right moment, you know exactly who needs a little more of this today. I'll see you in the next one.